Afternoon, everybody. So yeah, this is a case about a phone driver I caught on Bayswater Road, and I just particularly remember him because he gave me such a look of disdainful and outraged disgust. He was really shocked that anyone would dare to even look at him using his phone behind the wheel. So the police did take the case forwards for prosecution, and I didn't hear anything for maybe about a good year or so. Anyway, so it turns out that this driver lives quite close to my boss's place, and he noticed because he saw me with my boss's son Ibrahim, who some of you have seen in the video. I'll just put up a screenshot here. It's a pretty cool video. Anyway, so he spoke to my boss, and he was asking her for my phone number, for my address, all this kind of stuff. My boss is super smart, and she knows exactly what I do, and she approves of me doing it, and of course, she didn't give him any of my details. But anyway, so a few months later, he's walking past when I come out of my boss's place, and yeah, he starts to talk to me, and it's immediately at this very high level of energy and aggression. So the first thing I do is I turn on my GoPro, which caused him to run off briefly. So I'm like, oh well, no problem. I'm not really interested in talking to you anyway. And I go to my bike and I'm unlocking it to go away, and he comes back just like hopping with rage, so much so, and threatening me. You could see he's just absolutely lost the plot. He's raging and shouting. I had to grab my D-lock, so I grabbed my D-lock and I'm backing away from him. I mean, I'm not going to hit the guy, but I'm worried that if he does attack me, I might need to. And it goes on for enough that he doesn't like stop or go away. So I called 999, and the police then sent a unit. It took quite a while to arrive, but once he realized I was serious about talking to the police, he calmed right down again. Yeah, so the police turned up. They recognized me, unsurprisingly, and they chatted to him, basically warned him not to harass me anymore, not to talk to me. And basically, I forgot to add, during all this time, he was phoning my boss and really acting like the victim and so upset. Oh, I'm going to lose my job. He has a disabled daughter, apparently. I don't know any details, but you know, so he was really laying it on thick and begging them to stop me from putting his video up on YouTube, which is of course never going to happen. The video of the assault and whatnot, I'm not going to show that. I don't think that's right. And so we left it. I spoke to the police and I said, no, please don't prosecute him for what he did, the assault side of things. I'd rather just stay on record in the PNC, the Police National Computer. And just so if he does that sort of thing to somebody else, it gets picked up. And that turned out to be a good thing to do, because later on I find out that he'd done a similar amount of raging and shouting at my colleague who drives for my boss. So yeah, that kind of spent any credit he had with my boss, I think, once she realized that he'd done that to my colleague. So yeah, then of course it's more recent now, and I find out this case was going to court, but either the police or the CPS made a mistake and they had to drop the case. Hey, it happens. I'm not too bummed about that, although if anyone should have got the consequences, maybe it should have been this guy. Still, I mean, I wish him well. I'm fine with him, and I hope he has learned to stop using his phone whilst driving, in which case I'm completely happy. Alrighty, see ya. LG22RZA.